talking about knives, we're going to talk a little bit about weapons, and then in knife attacks. Now, the most you guys are going to be attacked by a knife. Knowing how to handle a knife and how to use a knife is also very important. The most important part about knives is to be able to disarm and take away, and your thought process. There's a lot of videos out there that I've noticed about knives, and they're all very complicated. Knife fighting is not that complicated, all right? But where your mindset is important. Like, you'll see people taking knives, and you'll see them doing all these circular motions, grabbing the knife, coming from behind and all that. And you've got to learn some of that technique, but in real life, you're not going to be able to use it. All right? What's got to come into real life is first your mindset and how you're going to defend against the weapon. The other thing is weapons. Weapons. We'll talk a little bit about that maybe at the end of the class, but the type of weapon you should be carrying on you. A lot of people say to me, oh, you must sleep with a lot of weapons around your bed or something like that, which I do have a big sword by my bed, but I only keep it there and it's wrapped and I can never get to it. The time it takes you to get to a weapon, for you boneheads that carry weapons on you, that you keep weapons around, big weapons and stuff, you're carrying machetes, stuff like that, underneath your bed, underneath your pillow, in your car and stuff like that, that is not practical. All right? Plus, it could get you in trouble. You carry small little weapons that you can conceal, ones that you can keep on you, because you just never know when something's going to go wrong. So you get into a fight, or you wake up in your bed, and you've got to pull something out. By the time you reach and pull it, you're wasting time. So first of all, in bed, the best weapon you could all have is you. First, you have to become the weapon. Then anything that you have becomes an extension of that. There's this thing I just got in the mail about these little pens that you can carry. I don't know enough about them. I'm trying to get in contact with my friend who sells weapons, all kinds of weapons, okay? But ones that you can carry. It's a little pen that you can just keep in your pocket, you can take out, that won't break. That's a perfect weapon. And you guys that have done things with the stick fighting know what I'm talking about, right? Okay? Big, long weapons, stuff like that that you have to reach and you have to go and get, it's not practical, all right? Guns aren't practical. All right? Guns are good for home defense, not to be carrying around in the street. Unless you're muggers, then they're practical. Most of you guys are going to be attacked by people that want to take advantage. Paul's an experienced combat person. He's been in combat, he's done all that stuff. Do you carry a gun with you, Paul? You carry all these weapons with you like the little ninja? You know? No, right? You carry nothing. You have to become the weapon first. If you do get ticked off or something goes wrong or something happens to you, you should have weapons that are on you, like the little sticks. You know, Cold Steel makes some these good sticks, these little pens that you have. Things that are accessible that you can use right away. When somebody pulls something out on you, boom, and they have a knife at you, you know, then it may be good to have a gun and say, well, you got a knife, I got a gun, you know. But you're not carrying guns with you. Right? And you're not going to pull out your knife and then you got a knife fight. The whole idea of that is to be able to disarm them without them expecting anything. As soon as you pull something out, then the whole game plan changes. So you guys need to think and get out of the movies. Stop thinking Hollywood. This isn't Hollywood. Right? It's real life. If you're going to carry something on you, make sure that it's something you can carry on you, that you can hold, that can be inconspicuous, and something you can use and become very proficient and effective with. Not a machete under your bed or in your car. That's just ridiculous. By the time you go and get it, you're already beaten up. Unless you are so ticked off and you walk out with it, then you're going to jail for the rest of your life. Think, guys. Think, right? Most of the time, you are the ones that are going to be attacked. Unless you guys are doing something secretly, selling drugs or something that I don't know about, and you're with some people, then you should tell me so I can get in on some of that money, all right? And show you some other type of training, right? But I don't think you guys are doing that. You guys are the ones that are going to be attacked. So there has to be some rules. And I know you guys probably watch a lot of stuff, and get away from TV, but you see a lot of stuff where people will teach you different knife defense techniques. They're not going to work for you. All right? And if you're waiting till someday to get like Bruce Lee or whatever it is, you know, it may not work for him on the street either. It's just common sense, how to think, because you are going to be shocked. Somebody may pay you. Now, it depends on what they're looking for. Or they may be ticked off at you. But as soon as a knife comes into play, it's not something that happens to you every day. So you're not going to get all cool and fancy. You're not going to be using these sweeping techniques. You're not going to be coming in with these twirls and these things. It's all very impressive, but it does not work. It's good stuff to learn, just so you get better with mechanics in your movement, which brings you into form. But in real life, it's your place of mind, when something like that happens to you, to bring yourself out of shock. You know, like the boo. You know when you get booed? You know? Like when you first get booed, you go, huh! And then after that, you're out of it. So when somebody pulls a weapon out at you and is doing something like that, it's boo! And then you're out of it. Well, maybe you have to close this door. Hold up.